Arr, it almost be Talk Like a Pirate Day when I'm recording this. Matey, this be Black Sails Season 4, Episode 7. Happy Talk Like a Pirate Day to everyone on Patreon. For anyone not in the know, it is September 19th. Shiver me timbers, ye better be supporting this over on Starz. I like that they're keeping this scene silent. I mean, what can you even say?
She was curious and strong. Not made to be hidden away from the world. And she was fighting for something she believed in when she died.
Nope. No, she's fine.
I loved her. And I believe she loved me.
Okay, I made it 2 minutes in. 2 minutes. It's worse than Outlander.
How is she? She's breathing.
How are you?
I'm breathing too.
1,200 men, we could land anywhere we chose, with ships to support the landing. That's roughly what Morgan had in Panama. It might just be enough for us to sack Boston.
Boston?
Boston?
When our enemy realizes that all it needs to do to defeat us is to take away that common cause. Turn one against the other. I saved your men's lives and yours from the fight you started but could not finish.
He has a good point there. They are starting something they cannot finish. Oh. And... but you gotta change the bandage and clean it. I like that she didn't just magically pop back up like some shows do. Like, you see what she went through and how hard it's going to be to come back from it. They don't shy away from that on this show.
I cannot imagine what sort of horror this is for you.
At least he didn't know there was a baby.
But Captain Rackham, he said he'd never asked for Captain Rackham.
What?
He wanted that part.
Oh my goodness.
A convenient lie to placate Havana, didn't you?
Oh, Cyrus.
Yes.
And that started all of this.
In dressing the body, my lord,
He figured it
I
out.
don't know how to say it.
Leave. You don't want to hear about it this way.
Look at those beautiful ships.
Pilot's fee, 2 shillings. Pilot's fee departure, paid in advance, 3 shillings. It costs more to leave. Trading fee, not trading anything, no matter, not negotiable, 6pence. And I swear to God, I'm not making this up. Voluntary contribution to the Society of Friends, 2 shillings. Non-negotiable.
This is so accurate to the colonies in this time period. It was so corrupt. They never talk about that in the history books.
Reward might one expect for aiding in the capture of a notorious pirate captain, such as, say, Jacques Rackham.
Oh no.
Really? Is that much? Well, what do you know? There he is. You'll stay here. I'll be back.
Oh, Jack. That's funny. He should have brought her, though.
Yes, that is meaningful. And it can be heard here. You now have the resources to have it here.
No one has ever been this close.
Yeah, I can see both perspectives on that. Look at the lighting in this scene. Gorgeous.
You have to trust my judgment for a little while yours is reeling.
I don't know.
You're a pirate. Did you know Edward Teach?
We have a pirate fangirl. That's awesome.
And Jack Rackham? Did you know him too?
I would say so.
And believe it or not, that story is true.
What about Charles Vane? He sometimes butchered his enemies for amusement. Made stew of their flesh. He was truly an animal.
Stew?
Mm-hmm. I read it in a newspaper.
Oh no.
Charles Vane was a good man. What I told you was the truth. Put down the newspapers and read a book.
Oh.
I said the truth isn't nearly as interesting.
It never is, but it is still the truth. I feel like embroidery woman is really important.
Captain Jack Rackham.
You may have heard of me.
You could own Woods Rogers and see him imprisoned. Meanwhile, while Nassau smolders, her real property could be bought for a song.
No.
Ugh, but it's
No.
such a good proposition.
To which part?
All of it.
I know, yeah.
She's dead, isn't she?
There we go. This is the person you really need to talk to, I feel like.
And who are you?
Her grandmother.
I knew it. I've seen this actor in a few things. She is excellent.
We found him amongst prisoners in the interior.
A ringleader of the pirate militia. He surrendered himself.
Billy?
Said he would only speak with you directly.
What a lovely gown.
Does that sound like something built by a man who would discard an opportunity as promising as this because of what the neighbors might think?
Mm-hmm.
Or that your husband's business is not entirely managed by your husband.
Ah ha 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 ha. Yeah?
She invited me to return this evening to provide details of our proposal. To prove that we could be trusted to manage Nassau.
Now, can you please bring Max with you?
And I think you should come with me.
You do?
You're part of Long John Silver's resistance.
I am Long John Silver.
Now that I think about it, Billy is kind of Cyrano de Bergerac to Long John Silver. Mm-hmm. He really kind of is John Silver. He's the one who created the legend, who wrote it, the Cyrano of this situation.
I don't care about Nassau now.
Revenge.
I want one thing. I cannot achieve it on my own. You could.
Woods Rogers and Billy Bones. Not the team up I ever imagined.
Turn them one against the other and their world collapses. But I didn't possess the instrument necessary to make it work. You do.
Oh. I mean, it's bad that she's captured. But that is a relief. That is such a relief.
Before I can be convinced that your proposal is credible, he'll need to be convinced that your proposal is credible.
She kept books. She's giving him her Excel spreadsheet, basically. Also, I love that the grandmother is continuing to embroider during this whole thing. This season is really making me want to take up embroidery again.
Richard would go outside, still in his nightshirt, and feed it. Joseph would flog him for disobeying, kick the tomcat for instigating. But the next night, the tomcat would return. That would seem to be the history of Nassau, too, wouldn't it? A cycle of violence that benefits none and consumes all.
Many men have played a role in Nassau's story, but none have been able to break the cycle of brutality and failure. There was one truth even she was unable to see, that at some point, progress cannot begin until someone has the courage to go out into the woods and drown the damned cat.
Oh, I think that was well said. I think that's what she wanted to hear.
I am intrigued by your proposal. But there is one question remaining that you'll have to show me you can adequately answer. What will you do when the cat fights back?
Good question.
Unless we bring him the cash and surrender it to him by his deadline, she dies.
She's alive. Is this war more important than her life?
Yes, it is more important. Fuck you! We cannot permit Woods Rogers to divide us like this. I will not permit it. We will find her. We will kill anyone who stands in our way, and we will bring her home.
But that's risky. It might not work.
There is nothing we have not yet been able to do.
Yeah, well, you're not of the same mind right now, so.
Every fugitive slave in your camp will receive their immediate emancipation. With one condition. Any escaped slave who seeks refuge with you after the ratification of this deal will be surrendered to the law.
What? No. Nope.
And any pirate at any time. That's what defeat looks like.
Eleanor died fighting.
She sure did.
As will I.
Oh, he has a much nicer coat on now.
Flint. She wants him dead, and she wants me to do it.
Jesus.
Oh my. I mean, the grandmother is right.
Betray the memory of Charles Vane.
That's what you taught him. And helped shape him to this point, interestingly. Ah. Beautiful.
He is confident in his plan. As am I.
His plan, or do you have one of your own?
Not a treasure he wanted left in the ground.
Oh, Silver brought it with them. I knew it. He has a plan B.
Or you're gonna have to kill him. And you know this, don't you?
He does. That look that John gave at the end of basically, if I have to choose between Captain Flint and Maddie, it's going to be Maddie. So now I feel like their rescue is going to go horribly badly, or Flint is going to find out about the treasure, and this whole situation is just going to explode. I like that it was Billy's plan, too. Like, he's behind the scenes, pulling a Moriarty here. I absolutely love Eleanor's grandmother. She is awesome. Just quietly sitting in the back, doing embroidery. But she's really in charge. Max as well showed how important she is here, just being brutally honest and saying, look, Eleanor came close, but there were lines that she didn't cross, but we are willing to cross them. Obviously, I don't think Jack is going to be the one to take down Flint. It's going to be Silver. I feel like Jack is going to show up and find absolute chaos of Silver and Flint at each other's throats. And maybe that's the time when he can go to Silver and be like, look, I don't know what's going on here, but I have this plan to help us get back on our feet. So maybe we join forces against Flint. It'll be interesting to see the back and forth as well now that we have some kind of shore team people who are left in the colonies with Max and Anne and so forth. I'm just really glad that she is going to get proper treatment. She's in rough shape. And it was a really interesting point this episode of what do you choose when you're probably either defeated or soon to be defeated? Do you take whatever safety and comfort you can? Do you take that deal? Do you stop pushing back? Or do you say, no, I'm going down fighting? What a horrible decision Maddie has to make. Because I'm sure that somehow they're going to get her back now that I know for sure that she's alive. I think she's going to have to decide what to do about those terms that she was given as an option. Does she present them, or does she just kind of burn them or something? I just want to see more of Eleanor's grandmother. She's just the best. I like her more than Eleanor.